if you had asked me before Thanksgiving, like my worst nightmare, I would have said something like being stuck in a bed, unable to move with a feeding tube, which was quite literally my life for 3 weeks. And so there were times where I was anxious or discouraged, especially at nighttime, like, because visitors would leave and it'd just be like in a hospital room and you're like, I can't move. This is not fun. But emotionally, I had only moments like that. And for most of the time, I actually had a lot of joy. And I think a lot of that came from, one, my faith. I love worship music, and so I made a playlist at Guillain-Barré syndrome is GBS, and so the playlist was G-bops, and I like capitalized the GBS.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
That's so good.
Yeah, I had my like all the worship songs that I would play like when I started to get anxious, and I just would feel the peace. And I think the other huge thing that helped with just maintaining joy was community. I had a crazy amount of texts and people who would come visit, and my family came. And I was at the point where like my hands weren't strong enough to type on my phone or like hold my phone, but I would like see the text coming in, and I'd have like my sister come out. I'd be like, we have to text people back, and she'd be sitting next to me, like I'd be telling her what to write, because there were just so, like the overwhelming flood of love and prayers, and hearing people praying for me from across the country and in different countries that I'd never met. So there were for sure moments of fear and discouragement, like not knowing what was going to happen next. But I think the majority of the time that was like on the back burner, and I was just overwhelmed with the love and joy. And then I think spiritually, I've never been through like a huge moment in my life where like, oh, that was a big turning point. Or like I was in the deepest, darkest valley, you know, and I think experiencing that, there's just a different connection with God when, like I said, I love worship music, and so I'm listening to songs where it talks about like Jireh, like in every circumstance, I'll be content. It's like in this circumstance where I can't eat, I can't move my limbs, like I'm still content because I have God. And so I think there's just a new level of trusting God, relying on Him, and just knowing that He's got me in everything.